Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, please. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and we are all welcome into today's meeting. This is a second central meeting that we will be having in year 2022. So definitely we are all welcome into this meeting. And definitely this is a central meeting that is comprising of the Accra region, the Southwest, South-South, and definitely the North Central. So, I mean, this meeting will be having two parts of this meeting. I mean, we have the first part, which is going to be a technical presentation session, which will be definitely be done by Jessy. And we also have the second part, which is going to be more of a deliberation section. So, I mean, we definitely implore each and every one of us to be available for the two parts of this meeting. So, I mean, we certainly welcome Jessy, and we are also welcoming our IOSH manager, Anthony. You're also welcome. And definitely, we also welcome each and every one of us that have found it worthy to be part of this meeting this afternoon. So we are all welcome. So, I mean, I will now hand it. We'll be going to the next item on the agenda item, which is the introduction of the speaker. So, I mean, I will now call on Ernest to do this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that intro. Yeah, so today we are blessed and to have another session of knowledge sharing, because I always repeat that health and safety is about knowledge sharing and the constant engagement. That is the only point we can all improve. Yeah, so just as you can see from the shared screen, Jessy is a creative thinker and a PhD researcher, a global health and safety leader in the construction and engineering sector, and a change maker. Her PhD research is looking at the broken business model and drives improvement of the occupational health and well-being data in the male-dominated industry. Jessy serves as an occupational safety and health strategist and women advocates in the profession. As a key speaker, she often shares her latest research on the health and safety strategies that are overcoming the plateaued statistics in the UK and promoting women's career advancement. Her motto is "Speak Up" for the 13% of women working in the construction and engineering. Indeed, we have to speak up as part of engagement. So we are thrilled to have you, Jessy. I called everyone calling in today as participants because we have to engage ourselves. So participate in everything we do here to help promote health and safety in the world. Thank you, Jessy, your participant. Participant, this is Jessy. Jessy, you are muted.
Okay, so can you hear me? Yes, everyone. I can see some people still coming into the room.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can see some people trying to still being admitting. So thank you very much for inviting me today. I'm gonna try to be really succinct, but the subject is quite complex and need a lot of time to explain. But I'm gonna do it under 30 minutes. And if you have more questions, you can always come back to me through LinkedIn. So today we're gonna be exploring a holistic view of health, safety, and well-being system in construction. And what I do with my consultancy is I'm trying to disrupt the construction industry. So our motto, my motto, it's like working together to lead the future of the built environment. And I think we all have this in common. We want the construction industry to change in Europe, in the UK, but also in Africa. So I think UK, it's really well seen as a leader in terms of health and safety elsewhere. So this is really UK-centric I'll be talking today. So we're going to be talking about the construction sector. So I'll give a quick overview, not too heavy. We're going to speak about the explorative, holistic view of occupational safety and health and well-being. And also we're going to look at what are the flow and the opportunity to change this. So the UK, it's a world-class design and construction example. I came from France approximately a decade ago because I really wanted to understand the UK model and being able to go and maybe one day work elsewhere and bring the top of the cream with me in terms of like, what can we do at best? What you need to understand is the health and safety and well-being statistics have been plateau in the UK for quite some time, and also statistics are available within the HSC website. And I can compare a bit because I've been working in France as well, and a bit with Spain. And health and safety statistics in France are like less good than in the UK. So how it started for me, I took a train from France. I arrived in the UK. I didn't have a job initially. I had a master's degree, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to, which sector I wanted to go. I had a master's degree in health and safety and quality management and environmental management. And construction came naturally to me. So I started working as a CDM advisor. What you see how it's going, it's now I'm speaking to event, I'm speaking about the gender equality and improving the image of construction. But what you need to understand, it's like before that, I worked before you see the Jessy of today. My first client ever was Costco, an American company. And this is where I learned about CDM, and I learned to work about design safety altogether. The image you see there, it's me on my first construction site in 2012. The pair of eyes you see, was probably 10 pair of eyes looking at a young 24 years old Jessy. There were only men around me because construction is really male-dominated industry. Mm-hmm. And I was one of the few women, probably the only one in that construction site that day, and also probably the only minority ethnic as well. So the construction industry, it's approximately 10 to 13% of women, 10% of minority ethnic as well, and probably 80% of white male. So it makes it like a really complex, I mean, in the UK, because obviously if you go somewhere else, the demographic is probably different, but this is a type of challenge we have in the UK. I work in a lot of complex projects. This was a Goldman Sachs headquarters in London, but I also work in a multi-billion project within Hinkley Point C. And I put some of my credential as well, but it's been presented before. So I'm going to go through with you a few definitions because I think it's important to understand. We spoke about holistic, and when I say holistic, we think about whole, about being the wholeness. And when I think about construction, I don't see health and safety system in one side and then the other system, project management, program management in another side. For me, my view and the view I share also with my PhD supervisor, Ed Lesmice and Mary Durian, it's that the construction industry should be seen as a whole entity. And there's something I picked up from the healthcare sector. It's often when you look at a body, for example, you try to look at mental, physical health and trying to get everything holistically. And I don't understand why, and this is my own view in construction, why can't we just look at the construction firm as a whole? So this is my view on this. And this is what my PhD is all about. It's building this holistic view and systems mindset. So you have a definition of the Cambridge University, and it's about looking at the whole system, not just the part. If you're thinking about walking down a forest, you want to be able to look at trees individually, but you want to be able to look at the forest as one entity. And this is what I've been really interested about. So this is like a crucial definition. Then comes systems thinking, and system thinking it's been around for a long time now, because since 1956, and the professor Jeff Forrester was the one that founded the system dynamic group at MIT, and they've been working on this. You have various definitions, and I didn't go into putting out all my definition, but this will be on my PhD research or probably eventual research paper. But it's all about bringing this holistic approach and having this mindset and this approach to looking at things like not as different entity, but as a whole again. And this has various advantages, which I'm going to show you. So if you think at system thinker, you need to think at different tools. If you think in terms of a system, it's like the construction, we see it as different parts, different trades, different disconnect parts. But why not looking at one and try to link this part all together? And instead of seeing something like in silos, because most of the time in construction, we tend to work in silos. And what I'm trying to understand is like this transversality of occupational health, safety, and well-being within the different silo within construction. And indeed, it's like not looking at the puzzle as just one part and saying we're just going to work into health and safety and that's it. Is really try to include health and safety not as a bolt-on extra, because the issue for us health and safety professional is like most of the time people see us as the disruptor. We're going to make them spend more money. We have a bad reputation, but if we were embedded from the start through all the layers of the construction system, we won't have this issue, basically. And this is a fundamental piece of my research. So it's really looking at the different relationship instead of working in isolation. So what is the particularity of the construction sector? Maybe some of you already work in construction, some don't, but I think it's really important to understand the complexity of this sector. You have an aging workforce. Most of the workforce came in, they were in their 30s, 15 years ago. All this pool of workers are aging, and unfortunately, we don't have enough young people coming into construction. So basically, we have like a serious issue in terms of like thinking how we're gonna bring new blood into construction. And one of the interesting statistics that come up is like 36% in the UK, I'm talking really UK centric, of the graduate, of the student that graduate with a construction background related subject don't work in construction after they finish their study. And it's often due to a really poor experience of the sector. So really the sector have a poor image. And I think construction is probably the worst industry in terms of PR. The PR is really bad. So we need to be better at advertising construction to the young people. So more recruitment. Then the occupational health and safety and well-being landscape statistics have been plateaued in many countries. And you have the statistic of the health and safety executive. And this could be changed simply by looking at off-site manufacture. For example, we know that Scandinavian countries, they 80 or 90% of their construction type, it's done on site. And this has a huge impact into the number of accidents as well. So less reduced risk, so mean less accidents. I know that in the UK, we're starting to do all this modular construction. We're introducing new technology, but all of this is going to take time until we can see really the statistic coming down. And then something really important is the diversity and inclusion agenda, because when you think about well-being in construction, you need to think about well-being of a certain demography who often doesn't sit within the bigger demography. So this could impact certain statistics such as the amount of stress, people and anxiety, and this is something that has been going on as well, and the statistics are quite shocking, and they are available on the Health and Safety Executive website. What you need to understand is like there are a lot of, there more diversity in a student into the graduate program, but unfortunately this diversity into the pool of students doesn't translate at senior leadership level when you go into construction. Board level are mainly male dominated, and the demography look pretty much the same. And then if you go layer down into the senior management level, you don't have much diversity. And I think this is a huge problem as well, because this diverse pool of people, the one who stay in construction often leave construction because they just don't get to have promotion and have opportunities. So what are the advantages of holistic view of health and safety and well-being and the different components? So we need to look at the procedure and all the operational barrier. Construction is quite complex. And when you look at health and safety, often it's a lot of, you see your colleague coming on site with his clipboard and making all of this sounds really procedural. And I think this is one of the issues. We need to break down all this procedure and look at operational barriers as well. And less management, probably increase a strategic approach toward occupational health, safety and well-being, and probably some things that come up as well. And this is straight from the UCL research from headless mice. I'm not sure you can see, no, you can't, but I'll be sending this document, and I'm sure all you can send, can share with all of you. It's one of the pieces of research done by University College London by Professor Headless Mice and Mary Durian, and I participate as well as a PhD student. We have really a lack of consistency for international contractor and subcontractor in the ways that they manage occupational health and safety. You're gonna have like a UK-centric safety system really well at the surface, but then when you go into the same firm, into remote area, let's say if you're working in Asia or in Africa, the system is going to be different. And this is really an issue and something to look at. Then the occupational safety and well-being system landscape should be at the heart of the firm. We have a lot of buzz now about health and safety. They speak about it, but I think I'd like to see construction firm to really walk the talk. And it's not all about reputation, avoiding reputation damage and making sure that you shine here and your statistics are great for your clients, but you really have to demonstrate that safety and health and well-being are really at the heart of the system, and all the decisions you make at program management level, at project management level, cost level, safety has to be, and principally the design as well. I think this is really important because I work as a construction design manager for years, coordinator, and I think it's really crucial to put safety into the conversation. And then they, two other points that I did put, and I didn't put any definition, and I don't want to make things more complicated, but we need to look at how we manage knowledge into construction, and also how do we demonstrate that we really a learning organization, because a lot of construction companies like to say that they are learning, that they are putting learning into place into the organization, but they actually don't, and they use the buzzword. So it's really important to play with communication and also capturing bottom-up learning. It's bottom-up, but also top-down as well. It's really important. It's a kind of like a sandwich, and this is how I see things. It has to be really transversal into any of the construction silo, and I think we definitely have to break these silos. Then what are the next step for better health, safety, and well-being system? One of the core understanding is like the transactional construction business model is broken, and this way of working hasn't really changed from 1945 after the war, when so the business model provided a little room for health and safety to change. So by providing this holistic view and changing the strategy at the core of the construction firm, we can definitely develop a better way of managing the system. And what you need to understand as well, it's like construction has its own challenge. Often you have transient workers, you have people who work in short-term contracts, you have many trades working on site. So for main contractors, it's really difficult to try to play a role into this type of complex environment. So there's definitely something at core to change in a way that the business has been designed historically. Yeah. And also health and safety is also really prescriptive. We having this blame culture in construction. I think it's time to stop that, basically. So they need to review the firm strategy and business model to incorporate health and safety. They also need to build system at group level and globally, as I was saying earlier, but also review the safety culture. And when I was talking earlier about blame culture, is really, we need to review the safety culture. It's like, what type of behavior are you willing to let go within your organization? And also, what is the worst behaviors that you're happy to be seen thriving within the organization? Is just going to demonstrate your safety culture. So as a safety leader, we have our play, we have our own role to play in this. So to summarize, I think it's really important to build a system mindset within the construction industry in order to decrease the silo working. So how are we going to do that? We're going to try to address the firm strategy, as I was saying earlier, and looking at the business model. Today, organization can disrupt this business model. We don't have to work in the same 1940s business model. We can incorporate the health, safety, and well-being by building system and capability to break through the barrier and to take performance beyond the current health and safety plateaus. You don't have to be compliant. You could be beyond compliance. And I think this is really something I want to emphasize for organization. It's don't play just right to be compliant. Try to go above. And this is going to be the only way we can break through this, these statistics that have been plateaued for so many years. So, and also it's important to review any strategic template big firm have, and they have to make it more tailored to cultural specificity of a certain region they are operating. And it's really important to understand the culture that the organization is operating. If you are operating in Africa or in South Asia or any other country in the world, I mean, outside of the UK, you really need to understand the culture and the context you are operating. Most of the time, certain organization want a certain region won't have laws to emphasize what construction firm would like to see. So you as a firm has a role to play to try to go beyond the minimum of the region laws. So it's really important to have like strategic template to fit into international context as well. Also, it's really important to integrate occupational health and safety at all levels of the organization, from top to bottom and bottom up. It's really trying to squeeze that model. And by doing that, you can address most of the anomaly at operational level in the office and on site, because this is what is really important. It's sometimes, most of the time, we look at the site, but part of the decision are be taken from the top. And often accidents are happening on site are most of the time the result of a decision that has been taken off of the site by a senior leadership role. So it's really important. I know most of the construction industry tend to have this leadership tour and going around the site, but that's not enough. It's really important to re-engineer the way we're working, looking at the long hours as example, looking at remote working. Remote working seems to be the norm now because of COVID, but some of it's not always possible for the on-site workers. And as I was saying earlier, maybe having to manufacture some of the construction element off-site could actually support a better occupational health, safety, and well-being on site, and providing an evolution toward a more transformational business model of the construction industry. I hope this provides you with like some idea of what I mean by holistic view. This is quite, because it's part of my PhD subject, it's something that is still on something that I'm trying to still work on, and I hope to be able to say more by next year. But they obviously still data collection to be done, and I'll be able to probably come back and speak more about it. But it's just like providing some glimpse for all of you to go and start thinking as and building the system mindset when you are operating as a health and safety and well-being professional. And this is how I think. I always think with the end in mind, basically. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Jessy. It's indeed a precise and informative session you've taken us through. Yeah, so team, this is time for Q&A. So if you have questions, drop it in the chat box as we all think through holistically to impacting the occupational health and safety industry. She has said a lot in that short time, which is clear that the construction field remains the highest injury or incident rate site. So with our continuous professional effort in stabilizing and improving upon the health and safety, indeed it's a call to duty for all of us to engage and approach it holistically. So please, the floor is open with questions. I see a hand up here. Okay, well delivered, Jessy. That's good. If you have questions, just drop it, or you can just raise up your hand and then we call you up. Thanks, Adiola. And then thanks, Francis Okoye. Any question?
I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
Cool. So, Jessy, do you think that IOSH's new Catch the Wave campaign helps address some of the holistic approach that health and safety professionals can take in the workplace?
I think definitely IOSH has been one of, there's been a lot of change in a way. IOSH has been operating, and definitely there's this holistic view that is definitely been something that has been advertised and has been indeed added into the health and safety curriculum. So definitely I think that IOSH is a good place to start, and the work they do has a tremendous role into trying to build this system mindset for the health and safety professional by building the capabilities and the training, definitely, and all the leadership course as well. This does help to look at this holistic view. Definitely, I do agree. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Jessy, for that. We're still open for questions. What is your thoughts about this holistic view? Yeah, we have 2 hands raised. Just a moment.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Jessy, for the wonderful presentation. I have a question in regards to, because you made mention of the aging system, which is actually affecting the construction sector, which I also know that is not only for the construction sector, but it's like things that have been happening also in other sectors. But I want to know, what are the approaches to correct this aging system, because it's actually making even non-professionals to take up some roles and actually to affect our health and safety, and it will result to incident occurrences. So I want to know, what are the proactive steps taken to actually address this aging system that is going to be a worse scenario in time coming? Thank you.
Thank you, Munachim. So really good question. And this is something that's taking me at heart, because in the past few years, I've been trying to attract young people. I've been trying to attract people who look like me. I've been trying to attract women. I've been trying to attract mothers. I've been trying to attract young people to join, because what's happening now is like the rate of retirement it's going to increase of 22%, because the 22% of the workforce are over 50 in construction in the UK. So what we really need is to bring this pipeline of young people, definitely young people, and also it's changing this image. Maybe construction need to work on the way, on the poor image. It's good to work on the image, but it's good to work on a core of the way construction is showing up in a day-to-day. It's not all about all the surface and the image, but it's also inside. The way you treat people, the way you treat a young professional in the first day is coming on site is crucial. So definitely it's trying to get young people, trying to get these young people who've been trained, and probably apprenticeship is something as well. We hear a lot about apprenticeship in the UK, but the thing is like, I started apprenticeship probably 20 years ago in France. Most of my studies, I did it in apprenticeship because I wanted to have this practical element. I did my master's degree while I was working. I'm doing my PhD while I'm still working. So I think it's really important to shift as well the system of the way we are training young people as well, is to keep this practical side as well, and being able for them to put a feet in construction and see, oh, okay, maybe it's not what I think, and having this early age sensitivity and getting young people to start coming on site and have like the idea that it's not so bad and stay, because our problem is like 36% of the graduate don't stay in the UK. They do their study and then they just leave. And also the issue as well is they don't get promoted as well. Even if they do graduate, they stay for so many years at the same level, and they just leave. And I'm talking this from a minority perspective. Promote the minority ethnic as well, because otherwise they just leave as well. And often they this young graduate to come in, because the young graduate pool are really diverse. Often they're part of the diversity ethnic. So yeah, thank you. I hope.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
So just to add up a bit to that, so when we look at this approach,
I have a question, please.
Yeah, Cosmos. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Mine is yeah, Jessy. Thanks for the presentation. During the course of your presentation, you I think in the introductory part you mentioned where in the system these days we have health and safety apart, and then we have other sectors apart, which has been my major area of concern for over 13 years of health and safety experience. Because truly, occupational health and safety is an integral part of every sector, every business, and business owners, agencies need to begin to incorporate this, especially from the grassroots, and even from the four walls of university or during apprenticeship, like you mentioned. For myself, I started hearing about health and safety in the university, probably because of the area that I took up my study. For example, in the manufacturing sector where I belong, during construction, it's seen as a separate part of the business, which is, in a way, yes. But how is IOSH going to help to see how, to bring these two entities together, knowing that health and safety should be in the planning phase of every construction and then followed through? I don't know if my question is clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Really good question, Cosma. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. So basically what I'm thinking for me, it's by having competencies, having competent people coming in, having your people trained, having skills, having this mindset that I was saying earlier about trying to get yourself in an organization as an enabler. The safety profession has a bad reputation, and I'm still suffering of it in 2022. Whenever you go in a new job, they're like, oh, this is a safety professional, and they really want to put you in a corner, So what you have to do, it's like really come as an enabler, and it's really difficult because also it's come to the safety culture of the organization. So you really have to be endorsed from the top. That's why I've got this like sandwich models at the top. The senior leadership is really important. They have to buy in, because health and safety is such like a transversal role. You really need to be in all the silos, but sometimes you can't do it if you're not empowered to do it. So what IOSH could do with this is providing to the health and safety professionals the best tool. And I think they're doing it already by providing training opportunity, by looking at leadership, by keeping your CPD up to date, by having the possibilities to join council. For example, I'm a former council member. I'm now had to retire, I go like this, after 8 years of getting involved heavily with IOSH. But yeah, it's really about this mindset change. And this is come to, IOSH can help. And it does help because they have all the tools. They have a really good a council team. You have training opportunity. So I think it's really think about the system, the mindset, the system mindset, but also of the health and safety professional. Because you're gonna need some communication tools. You talk about being there from the start, from the design. You need to be able to talk, to express yourself, and make sure that your voice is heard as a safety professional, because most of the time it's really difficult when you're going to have the project manager who's going to try to push for certain timeline, for certain cost. You're going to have cost manager, and you're going to have designer coming with a type of design that would probably won't be a buy-in from a safety perspective. You as a safety professional has to have this tool to say, no, this is not going to happen, and you should be able to provide with the legal framework and legal guidance to provide the best advice and support to your clients and to your stakeholders. Osma, I hope I replied to your question.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, you really did justice to it. Thank you. Like I always say, health and safety is a way of life, and people need to, buy into that idea.
Yeah, so the floor is still open for questions. It's not about just questions. You can contribute, because health and safety is about constant engagement. Share your thoughts, because I would say, excuse my language, there's no thoughts, because health and safety, you have to ask the odd questions, the questions that no one will ask. That is what we do, so that we get the best done all the time. So please feel free to share your thoughts.
Jesse, I was just gonna say, like, I totally agree with you when you talk about like stakeholder management and competency. I think that as you grow in your profession and become more confident about what you have to say, then you're more willing to talk about it at the beginning in the project management stage of construction. You're willing to raise your hand and say these are important aspects that you can't leave out of the plan, because if you wait till after the construction project's already ongoing, and waited several accidents already. So yeah, that's all I was going to say. Completely agree with that point.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, also as part of your presentation, you indicated how you strongly advocate for the feminists, which is good, and you identify them, the feminists, as minority in the industry.
Yes.
So holistically, what are you doing as part of what your research purposes to increase the number, to help balance up? What are you doing in your small context? And what have you done also before as part of your contribution towards that? Yes,
thank you very much, Emma. It's a really good question. So we know that we have only 15%. I mean, 15, I'm going really far away, because I think it's really realistically between 10 and 13% of the construction industry workforce are women. And in this 15%, I mean, there are probably 1 or 2% who work on site, so which is like making like really small. So what I do, it's often I talk into industry events, but the main issue, it's like often I talk to women. It seems like men are not really interested into this issue when they have a role to play. Because if we have so few women in construction, it's because there are too many men. So we need the men to be advocating as well, and to start talking and asking women to join the profession, because you have women talking to women. And I was really shocked that most of the member of people attending, the workshop and the industry event where I talk about improving the industry image stereotype, mainly are women attending. So I'd like to see more men attending and understand what are the challenges women face in construction. And often you can have young mother, the lack of flexibility. So I think it's really down to the firm and also down to men manager to provide support to women as well working and making a place where women want to thrive, basically. Thank you, Ernest.
Yeah, thank you, Jessy. It's really good. So to add up a point to your presentation, when you indicated that during internships, safety professionals will have to demonstrate a good sense of, let's say, ownership by owning the people, because we are in a small world that we're trying to grow as safety professionals. So when people come for internship in our various institutions, let's try to make them feel home, try to let them know that safety is the best place to be, because the platform that we create for them from the one of participation in health and safety goes a very long way to helping them develop their career. Because just as I say, if someone comes into your institution and you don't welcome them well, they walk out and say, well, I thought safety was something good, but unfortunately, I didn't see what people preach out there. So let's continue to walk the talk and demonstrate that we are professionals and will help develop masses, because the world can be a safest place if we are able to develop a lot of safety professionals who can impact.
Thank you very much, Ernest. And I would like to add to this, it's a very huge opportunity for people to come in and to work in construction. One, the aging population. Two, most of the EU workers have left the UK due to Brexit. So the massive opportunity, obviously, but with opportunity come challenges, but they're like a try to do because they need people. So there is a balance to be done here. We need more construction workers and we need more skilled, we need labor, but also skilled workers and project manager and para workforce in construction. So definitely this is an opportunity for everyone to come and work for construction.
All right, thank you. Try and then fix more visa arrangement for us, because we are ready to come. Akim, your hands is up.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and thanks, Jessy, for sharing your thoughts. I just have a quick question around this topic. I know your research or the topic is majorly around the UK or practices in the UK. Are you planning as part of this to look into other areas like West Africa or some other parts of Europe as part of your research, or you just want to limit it only to the UK? What I'm saying is because there are good practices that we can also apply here in West Africa. So I'm just trying to see if you're going to make maybe further research, get data around, you know, this kind of areas that can also help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Akim. Really good question. Yeah, I think it will be really a shame if I don't compare, just because, I mean, I'm French, so I could easily compare the UK versus the French system. And also, I'm from an African country, originally from Cape Verde. So definitely, Africa landscape is something that I'm quite really interested in, but this will probably come after the PhD. It's already a challenge in itself and trying to narrow down the subject. But it's definitely something that could come after the PhD or develop, depending how the PhD is developing. But what I'm trying to do is really to finish off. I had quite a few challenges over the years, which translated in some delay already. So, but definitely I'll be inclined to collect extra data, and this could be it could be a form of paper that I could develop as well as I go along with my PhD. Yeah, looking at UK, Africa, and EU, and compare the three of them. Yeah. Thank you, Akim. Did that reply to your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for that. At least the study should reach Africa so that we all enjoy the outcome of it, because it's going to go a long way to help us.
Sure.
Any more question, suggestion?
Maybe comments.
All right, comment, good.
Okay, I would say health and safety. I'll say construction gave birth to health and safety. If you look back in history, during the construction of the Eiffel Tower in the 17th and 18th centuries, and health and safety in construction cannot be overemphasized. It cuts across every country, every district. Every day we hear in the news building collapse, especially in Nigeria, where I'm from. And we want the government, the health and safety executives, the IOSH, all the statutory bodies for regional health and safety to help, drive the safety awareness culture, not only in organization this time, but among the general public, because organizations are doing, the much they can, but the general public are still not aware, let me use that word, or they are still not in tune with the health and safety regulations, updates, and the best practices. So we need the help of these statutory bodies, the IOSH, the HSE, the OSHAs, and all that to, support in driving this campaign. So we want IOSH to help us in that regard. Thank you.
All right, that's such an awesome comment there. So the leaders will take it up. Listening, the voice is clear. So we are calling for you to help maintain and then sustain this health and safety, as we are doing our piece and bits also to uplift the interest of health and safety. There is a call to everyone to also push. So Jessy, we really appreciate your time here. I would want to request that maybe you can drop off your screen and then we'll take it off from there.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the attendees.
Yeah, so kindly stay a bit. Thank you. So that is a certificate of appreciation. Go ahead, Amy.
Very much.
Okay, thank you, Jessy. Well, on behalf of IOSH West African Division and also the Accra region that hosted this meeting, we are presenting this certificate of appreciation for the presentation on exploring the holistic view of health, safety, and well-being systems in the construction industry. So we thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your expertise. And we hope that when we call on you next time, we'll be glad to have you back at the West African Division. Thank you very much.
Yes, you are muted.
I said thank you very much, and indeed I will provide some updates with how things are progressing.
Good. All right, so thank you very much again for that session. We roll quickly into the next session, which has to do with the part 2 of this. So Gabriel, continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Ernest, a wonderful job. We'll start the part 2. I just want to give us a rundown of a recap of our first meeting in February. The meeting was hosted by Southwest, and we have the presence of the IOSH president, Louis Austin. She made a presentation on Catch the Wave, and we also have attendance of about 100 both members and non-members present at the meeting. And also, one of the key things also was that during that meeting, we announced that the highest West African Division is having a subcommittee to help our members in the area of CPD, upgrade, and also career and mentoring. So we run a survey for like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the result of the survey. So in a short while, you are going to get updates from the committees. So they will make a presentation shortly, so that you'll be able to get better. So I think that's the summary of the key actions from the last day. So I will hand you over to Kemi, so that our vice chair will be able to go on with the update from the subcommittee. Kemi, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Gabriel. So let me just share my screen. Just wait.
Kemi, how about we are not seeing the screen? Okay, that's coming up.
Can you see it now?
We see like a zoomed in.
Oh, it's zoomed in.
Okay, just wait. Can you see it now, please?
Now we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. We can see it now.
Okay, so basically we have 3 subcommittees. We have the CPD and competency committee. We have the membership upgrade committee, and we have the career mentoring committee. So these 3 committees, their main purpose is to drive IOSH membership in West Africa for those members that are struggling in terms of their CPD, those struggling in terms of how can I upgrade my membership from where it is to the next level, and also those that are looking for career mentoring opportunity too. So that's why these 3 committees. But I'm going to invite Sandra Azike and Dayo Adenowo now to do a presentation about their strategies and of how the CPD and competency committee is going to go in IOSH West Africa, so that it can benefit and know how our members can contact this committee when they have issues in terms of their CPD. So Sandra and Dayo, can kindly unmute yourself, and over to you.
Hello everybody, I'm Dayo, as I've been introduced, Dayo Adenowo. And I've got here with me also Sandra Azike. Sandra, can you just confirm that you're with us?
Yes, I am here.
Fantastic.
Hello everyone, good afternoon.
As Kemi, sorry, do you have the slides up? Am I going to be running the slides, Kemi?
Yes, the slides are up, Dayo, go ahead.
Oh, fantastic. Well, good afternoon again, everybody, and to the non-English speakers, bonjour, comment ça va? Sorry, I've been waiting to do that all afternoon. That specifically is to Jessy. Well, as Kemi's introduced us, we are the CPD, or we representing the CPD and Competency Committee. So we have worked on a strategy, a plan of action effectively in terms of how we're going to help members of IOSH West Africa Division get started with their CPD. So we are going to be that group you come to for help. That obviously will contribute to your ongoing development in terms of your career growth in health and safety. There is a very, very small group of us. Hopefully, if you move on to the next slide. There is a very small group of us. There's only just 6 of us at the moment, that being one of them being engineer Jamie Badmus, who most of us know, Bassi Akan, who, although he's from Nigeria, works in Mali at the moment. We have Mansur Mubarak, another member of West Africa Division based in Ghana. And then, of course, Uju Okeke. I'm just making sure I get her name right. She's really there in Lagos. And then, of course, I hope I haven't missed anybody. Sandra, who you've got today, and then, of course, myself in the UK. Sandra is in Port Harcourt. Just to try and give some idea of a geographical location. So Sandra will cover the bulk of today's presentation. And she will take over to start telling you why we're doing what we're doing, how we're going to be doing in terms of our approach, and the timing of what we're going to be delivering to you. And then, of course, where you need to make contact with us, you will be able to do that, I should say, to make it nice and easy for everybody. Sandra, would you like to take over now, please? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Daya. Good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Sandra Zike. I'm based in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Daya, please confirm you can hear me clearly.
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, because sometimes the network is really poor. Okay, so Daya has introduced the group and what our intent is. We're doing this actually in response to a survey that went out last month. And from the survey, members are telling us that they need some coaching and guidance around CPD. And we all know that CPD helps us track and improve our health and safety knowledge and expertise, and that it's also mandatory for certain categories of membership from technical members upwards. So it's really vital. How we plan to do this? So we plan to deliver 2 sessions. They will be workshop-like sessions. If you go to the next slide, please, Kemi. They will be like workshops-like sessions. So we would review, the key components of a CPD entry. We would also, review like a live CPD sample so people can see what goes where and ask questions about it. We plan to do 2 sessions and it will hold on the first Saturday of each month. So the time will be from 10 to 11 a.m. I think this is on the next slide, please, Kemi. And then 4 to 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, there can also be availability on Fridays and Sundays, right? If there's a requirement, we're flexible to be able to support members at certain times outside these 2 time slots that we've mentioned on the first Saturday of each month. Now, how can you request to be part of the session? You can just ask for a request form from our vice chair or the secretary, and they will send you the CPD and competency request form. You fill it out. There's a sample just at the end of this presentation, just basic information, your name, where you're located, what membership category you are in, and other vital information, and then what sessions you would like to be part of in the coming month, or it could be maybe 2 months later. Just let us know, and then we can fit you into a time slot. And then you would also receive a Zoom session invite so that you can join on the specified date. So that's how we intend to support members around CPD.
Right.
Okay, so here's the form. Yeah, Daya, go ahead if you need to add anything.
No, thank you. Well, no, nothing major. Sandra's covered absolutely everything. In terms of the form, which she was just about to start talking about there, that's on the final slide. And we've already indicated to you. But what I wanted to add was, if you have got inquiries that you'd like to put to us, the thought occurred to me after we developed the form. Actually, feel free to put those inquiry in there. There is a text field, so put your name, your contact details, which you can still do, and then simply just ask the question on that form and submit it. We'll pick it up, and any of us of the 6 members we've named will then make contact with you, as we're going to have your phone number and your email address as modes of contact. So we've tried to make it nice and short and snappy, straight to the point, and hopefully you've got a grasp of what we're trying to communicate to you. And of course, if you have got any questions, you're welcome to ask away. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dayo and Sandra, for that presentation. So that's from the CPD and Competency Committee. So I'll just give 2 minutes for people to ask questions if there is any question before I move to the next subcommittee to do their presentation. So Ogechi, just get ready because you'll share your presentation slide shortly. So 2 minutes. You can raise your hand or either drop your question in the chat box and we'll definitely attend to it.
I have a statement actually to make in support of Dayo and Sandra. I just found out recently that IOSH has appointed a CPD coordinator, and there's a few different ones at head office that have had different regions given to them. So West Africa now has they share the one that I have for Scotland. We have a designated CPD coordinator, so just to let Dayo and Sandra know that I'm going to be putting you in touch with her to see if there's anything she can do to support you with your CPD work for West Africa. So
yeah, that's fantastic. That's absolutely welcome. If it will help us to help our members, then of course we'll welcome it completely. Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. It's a new position, so I know she's keen to do everything she can do to help. So if there's anything she can do to help, either run a workshop or help field some of the tricky questions you might get, if you just need a direct CPD related IOSH support, then she'd be your person. So I'll email you, the 3 of you together, to introduce you.
Fantastic. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Anthony.
Okay, that's fantastic, Anthony, and I'm sure the CPD team they will be happy to work with the CPD coordinator in IOSH. That's fine. So Gabriel, could you please share the link, because some people are already asking on the WhatsApp group. So just post it on the link, so that, as in the CPD form, so that they can start sending their requests right away. Okay, that's fine. If there is no other further question, I will just move to, I will call on the Marianne Emmanuel Ame. Kindly share your screen now. So Marianne is going to be talking about the membership upgrade committee. And yeah, so Marianne, over to you. Share your screen now.
Okay. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to get this. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marianne Emmanuel Ame, and I'm presenting a strategy on behalf of the members of the committee. We are a 4-man committee consisting of Engineer Kayode, Kojo, and Timothy, and myself is Marianne. So we're just 4. As we go down the slide, I'll share, you get to see our names and, and the numbers and other details. So we want to first of all say thank you for the response. We shared the survey questions and we got response. So I want to say thank you for the response. The response helped us to develop our strategic plan, which we intend to use to serve the body better. We have 2 unique plans that we're rolling out. One will be the quarterly peer review interview session. What we intend to achieve from this is to, good. So what we intend to achieve is to initiate and build the confidence, competence, and equip members in order for them to get information concerning their peer review exercise. I know some people say, okay, but we already have some of the video clips online. However, what we tend to do in details is going to be like a dry run. So you get to do your presentation, you ask questions, we ask you questions, possible questions, which you won't have when you get to watch the link on YouTube. So quarterly, we'll roll out the information prior to that time, but quarterly we intend to carry out PRI sessions, dry run sessions for the PRI. Then the second plan we intend to roll out is also to carry out quarterly KSS session, that's knowledge sharing session. What the strategy here, or what we intend to achieve, is for everybody or every member that have just achieved an upgraded status, we'll call on you, so you help and share your past experience concerning achieving or attaining that particular position, the chartered IOSH status, the tech IOSH status. So we intend to leverage on members that have already achieved this status, and then they come in to give our members talk and share their journeys. For example, myself, I think there was a time when I and Kemi achieved, as we just shared a very short information on how the journey, how we went through the journey, and how we got there. So this knowledge sharing session will help members to know what to do, and also provide more support on, okay, for example, at this stage, this is what we did. For example, I got my own chartered IOSH status through a rigorous process, in that my school where I obtained my MSc from wasn't accredited by IOSH. So it took me a longer route. As a matter of fact, I had to go through the 3 avenues, the PRI, I had to go do the EOA and every other thing. So we are going to be available in this session to answer questions and bring in more people from time to time, quarterly, to share their experience and their journey. That will help people to achieve their status effectively with less stress. That's actually our focus. So you get it effectively, shorter time, and with less stress. So basically, this is going to be our 2 strategic plan. We'll run out quarterly PRI and run out quarterly KSS session. So amongst the questions we shared with you that actually helped us to arrive at that plan that we rolled out in the previous slide, where we had 11 questions. So we just picked 4 questions, unique questions. So you see what actually guided us to pick those decisions. We found out that about 30% of the members of our body didn't know the different categories, and that's really surprising, because these things, we say it's always published on the WhatsApp group. So we thought that we are not going to allow this 30% go, because this can be this is a potential number to increase and add as an addition to our membership, to the membership body. Another one, we found out that whooping 55% do not know the benefits that is accrued to the level of membership. So we intend to get all these questions solved in the course of those sessions that we're going to be having quarterly. We also realized that 30% had issues with regards to their qualification to achieve their next level of membership. So these are the questions we intend to ask, we intend to answer and provide support. Some of them will be having cost issues. For example, some of them, some people that want to achieve grad IOSH might not have NEBOSH. And presently we have NEBOSH providing scholarship. So some people do not know this. So when we have this session, we'll have opportunity to share ideas, share responses, give you guidance on how to achieve this thing. So, okay, part of what you're getting now is NEBOSH is actually providing scholarship, diploma, and IGC. They are giving scholarship to people. So you can actually get this as long as you meet the requirement, you pass their qualification criteria, then you can also be, you can also benefit from the scholarship. So question 1 and question 5 actually are interrelated to each other. So all these questions helped us to achieve the strategic plan which I've rolled out to you. So this is just a summary, not to talk you through, so I don't get to take the time because we had just 10 minutes allotted for this session each. So just to tell for those members that say, oh, we do not know anything about the membership level, but you are here, because I know this meeting, we have both people that are registered members and people that are intending members. So everybody comes in basically as an affiliate member. And then based on your review, if you ask that you want to move to the next level, based on your review and your qualification, that's the EQF level, which is just a secondary school diploma certificate, you can actually achieve the associate member level. Then you can move up in 2 years when you add additional experience, because we have some people that are actually not BSc holders. Some are just, apologies, not just, some have their HNDs, some have other qualifications which are not BSc, but they have, some have worked more than 2 years, 3 years. You can actually achieve your technical membership, and then you go down to go up to being a graduate member when you have additional years of experience, level 6, which is your NEBOSH or your NEBOSH diploma. So you just move through. So just have it in mind that everybody comes in as affiliate member, then you move up to associate member based on your qualification. You can even move directly to become a tech member or a graduate member. And then when you want to move up to get your chartered membership, or like myself that had to go through the 3 rigorous process. So basically, this is what the journey looks like, and it's easy, but that's why we're calling on you to reach out to us. We can help you. That's why we're here. We're also rolling out a survey form. I'll be sharing the survey form as I'm talking with you. The link, this is the link for you to carry out the survey. Apologies. To fill the form if you have issues, questions, so that we can actually address you directly. We don't have to wait till the quarterly session. If you have any question regarding your membership, once you fill this question, you give us your phone number, which is very important. We promise to reach out to you. You tell us the days you'll be available, that you want us to speak with you. We will surely do that. We are very flexible to reach out to you. Now, these are our numbers, so you can reach out to any of us. You want to reach our chairman, Engineer Kayode, you want to reach Kojo, you want to reach Timothy or myself, so you can reach any of us. So I can also share these numbers with you as well, or you can even just pick them up from the WhatsApp group. So we're flexible, we're here to serve you. So please, we're encouraging you to come out. We're ready to work with you, we're ready to support you, so we can have a healthy membership body in West Africa. Thank you very much. I'm open for questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Marianne. So you have heard what she has to say. You understand, because it's very, very important for you to always try to upgrade yourself. So you can't be a tech IOSH for maybe 6 and above years. So it's always very important to upgrade. You understand, continuous professional development, that's CPD, which is key. So Marianne, someone dropped, Temitope Mudele, our chair, he dropped a question in the chat room. So he said, will the membership upgrade also provide support for CMOCH aspiring for CFOSH?
For CMOCH aspiring
for CFOSH, that's the Chartered Fellow.
Of course, that's why we're here. As a matter of fact, Engineer Kayode is a fellow. So we're fully represented in the group, group, let me call it that. So we're fully represented. So you want CMOCH, you want fellow, you want Tech IOSH, we're here to provide support. So yes, you can reach out to us.
Okay, and also Marianne has also posted the link to the Google form. So Monachi, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question or your contribution. Yeah, 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I have a little question to ask in regards to the NIBOSH diploma scholarship, which was in memory of Michael Adamson. I have a question. You say your committee have also arrangement for that, and also encourage us to, for some people that don't actually know about it, this is why you guys are here. My question is, one, I know the scholarship involves some essays which you write about yourself and all the stuff. And most of us might not also be experts in all this field of writing essays. Is there an avenue also for review of member essays before they submit? Because I think they have limited time and all those stuff. So I actually want to get an insight in that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Muna Chisom, for that question. Very insightful, but it's timely that I correct what you just said. We did not say we have an arrangement with NIBOSH. We just communicated an information that NIBOSH actually offers scholarship to people. So this is just an addition to let you know that, for example, where you have issues with costs, because we have some people that filled in 30% of the responders says part of their issue of achieving the next level is with regards to cost. So outside concessionary rates, cost for certification. So we're now sharing that you can actually get NIBOSH scholarship. So just to get that corrected, we do not have any relationship with NIBOSH.
Yes, I did.
However, to address your second question, you wanted to say something. I wanted to address your second question.
Yes, I did say you have a relationship with IOSH. I was just trying to say in regards to the scholarship and the essay writing, and if there is an arrangement for a review before maybe the candidate can submit and all those stuff. I want to get the picture clearer. So thank you.
If it gets to that, that's why we're here. We can actually help one or two persons to review their essay. Yeah, that's part of the reasons why we're here, to provide support to enable you achieve your next level and grow in your career as a member of IOSH. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chisom.
Okay, Daniel, could you unmute yourself 1 minute, please?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Daniel, as you have said. So I just want to buttress on what the last caller have said. So please, regarding the scholarship, because I will also love to know the criteria for someone to apply for the scholarship, the criteria. And then regarding the IOSH membership. So a friend of mine have spoken to me about it, but I have a lot of things that are unclear to me. And I felt being on this platform, it will make things clearer to me, because they talk about CPD and IPD being a member. So I don't actually understand what CPD is and what IPD is, because current, and then he also said if you have a NIBOSH program, you don't need to do IOSH managing safely, or working safely to be a member of IOSH platform. So I have all these, and then the amount someone is legitimate to pay or eligible to pay regarding being a member of IOSH platform on a routine basis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Daniel, for the questions. Obviously, you're part of the reasons why we launched out our strategic plan. So if you can reach out to us outside this platform, because what you're asking for, it's not an issue, it can be resolved. Like I said, I did the IPD, the CPD, EOA, BRI. So it's not a problem, but you have to reach out to us. And I can't start giving you all the details on this platform. So that's why I shared our numbers. You can get us, reach out to us so we talk you through, find out the level you are, and then talk you through how you go through your own level. And down after this session, in another session within this meeting, I think someone else is also going to be taking regards to concessionary rates and the amount that you pay. Not to us for your membership application. So just reach out to us so that we can help you out with this, Daniel.
Okay, thank you, Marianne. To add to what Marianne has said, you understand, for example, the NIBOSH, you know, the NIBOSH, the scholarship, IOSH or IOSH West Africa will not really have more information about that scholarship, you understand? And again, we would not even know their screening process, you get. So even if someone reviews your decision, it's always good to understand what they want on the form, because once you understand what the NIBOSH scholarship form is and all, you can ask questions. But I don't think someone, because we have to be very careful in terms of what plagiarism and malpractice. So at the end of the day, let's just once you understand what their request is, I think you should listen. So our focus, IOSH West Africa, and the focus for the committee is based on what, like for a membership upgrade, is based on what are the necessary certificates needed to get to the next level. We'll be able to inform you. But how you get it, money is involved. Some of this thing you need to write exam. We might not be able to help you in terms of writing the exam, but we'll just guide you on the list of certificates needed. So any further question or comments before we go ahead, please?
You have 2 hands up, so if you can check that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Munachi, so can you lower your hand, because we have answered your question, except you have another one. But Ugochi, please, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. It has been really nice listening to all the plans. So the link that was put in the group, is it the same link for the first committee and the second committee, or is it just for the second committee? And if it's just for the second committee, what of the link for the first committee? Is it going to be put on the WhatsApp group or just here in the chat? Thank you.
Gabriel, please, can you just put the
we will still share it on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, we'll still share it.
Yeah, just like they said, all the links will share on WhatsApp so that people will not have a divided attention.
Yeah.
So we'll share all the links.
Okay, so I guess I've checked the group. I've not seen any further comments or questions. Okay, so Marianne, thank you for that wonderful presentation in regards to the membership upgrade, and we hope that more members will start filling the form and reach out to the membership committee. So I'm going to invite Cynthia now. Cynthia, kindly share your screen and take us through on the career mentoring committee strategies. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Please, can you confirm you're seeing my screen?
Yes. Can you put your presentation?
Yes. I can do the slides.
Okay, so for us in the mentoring committee, our sole purpose or aim is to ensure that whilst we have members upgrading or joining IOSH, and of course, IOSH West Africa Division, that we support them to enable them to go through what needs to be achieved to move from one level to another. And of course, most importantly, to remain relevant in the field of HSE. So that's about what we do or what we are focused on. And our idea stemmed from the reports of the feedback from the survey that was shared. That is one. And our framework is also being supported by the IOSH global framework. Thankfully, Marianne has walked us through the different categories of membership, so I'm not going to dwell on that now. But it is imperative that we understand, like Marianne said, that there are different routes, for instance, from moving from Grad IOSH or even entering IOSH to want to get to chartered membership. For you to get to chartered, there are different routes that you will have to go through depending on what you have. So let's look at the very first step. The very first step requires you to probably go through the skill development portfolio, then where you fill in and present evidences of things you have achieved in line with options you've taken. I personally went through this route to my charter. Then after those have been accepted, then you could do your peer review interview that will be scheduled, and if successful, you'll be moved to the next charter. The second step is about the electronic open assessment. I'm very sure our current chair, Temitope, went through this step as well. So you could understand that whatever you need in terms of information, support, or mentoring to be able to move from any point in time or any step you have, that you have it here to get that support and mentoring. So to enable you to move from where you are to where you want to be. So the EOA assessment is an open assessment. And if you're successful, you're scheduled for your PRI, that's the peer review interview, and then you're chartered at the conclusion of your successful interview. Then the last but not the least is the third step that you have to go through the both first step and second step in terms of the SDP and then the electronic open assessment. Marianne actually went through this, and then if you're successful, you move to do your PRI and then you're chartered. One thing that is glaring is that for you to move from either an affiliate or an associate to take IOSH to Grad IOSH to charter, and from charter to even fellow, you need to do something. That's the most important thing, and that is where we come in. Just like what we have in IOSH, currently IOSH provide mentorship for people if you write to them and they can allocate mentors to you. So in that light, we are looking at first to provide not just providing, we are going to run this support actually focused on providing those courses and run it free or with a minimum cost, depending on what it is at the point in time. That will help you to provide an evidence to say that, yes, I have achieved this in line with what I initially had, so I can apply for an upgrade. Currently now we see that the profession and the request for something more than compliance is the order of the day. So there is a request from our members following the feedback we got from the survey for presentations that will speak around the environment, social and governance competency. So the ESG is something we'll be looking at to run monthly or quarterly, depending on what our approval is in terms of internal resources of members that will share this information for our members. And we are looking at developing that training to suffice for a CPD, not just a knowledge base, that also help people to either complete their CPD courses and of course help them to know what next step they need to go if they want to align or get competencies around the ESG requirement, implementation, evaluation, reports writing, and the likes. The third thing we are focused on doing is to also provide, there is this thing about the face-to-face mentoring meeting and sessions. So we are looking at arranging that for especially young people or starters in the profession, people who may be students or student members, maybe affiliate members at the first instance, or even associate members in the first instance. So as to ensure that they have the right coaching, maybe a specific or face-to-face mentoring meeting or sections that will help them understand what needs to be done in line with the glamoring or improvements or demands in the workplace. Finally, one thing about being a charter member is that, yes, you are allowed 5 years to also continue to upgrade yourself. But sometimes, I'm actually speaking from experience. I have one of our colleagues that was chartered for more than 5 years. I said, but you have done a lot of things to actually apply for your fellow. So we are finally also focused on organizing meetings for CMOCH members and providing the right support system in progressing smoothly to the fellow membership level. So these very 4 bullet points are our framework in supporting, in mentoring, and providing the support that is needed for members to continue to improve themselves in the area of occupational health and safety, and as well support them to move from or upgrade their membership with IOSH. Thank you very much. Contacts will be shared as well via the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Any question will be answered at this point. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Cynthia. So for the career and mentoring, just to add to what Cynthia has just said, for the career and mentoring, this is the means of how, because you know that there are accredited IOSH accredited centers in West Africa. So this committee will be linking you up to such training providers, you understand, so that you can achieve the necessary certification you need. So that's part of what their first framework is, you understand, so that you have the right course to progress to your next level. So so Cynthia, thank you so much for that, and that's all from the 3 committee, which this slide will also share it on the WhatsApp group, and we will also send the link so that you can start your application. And of course, if you don't understand or you need clarification on some of these things, you can just feel free to contact me, the secretary, and any of this committee, and we are ready to help you at any point in time. Any question? We just have 2 minutes. Any question to end this subcommittee, so that I can hand over to Gabriel. Please, any question? All right, I can't see anybody's hand raised or comment in the chat room. So Gabriel, thank you, and over to you.
Okay, thank you, Kemi. And I must say that the 3 subcommittees have done a wonderful job. If you see the comments on the chat box, members are actually appreciating, and they are eager to get acquainted with what they have to offer. So on behalf of the committee, so I say thank you, the subcommittees, and Kemi for the wonderful job. Okay, we're moving on to our next item. I will call on Bukola Ayo, our Central Treasurer, to run us through the membership trial. Some of these questions were asked, and some of them were said during. So you'll be able to provide more insight. We also share some thing on the WhatsApp, I think yesterday. So you'll be able to share if you're a member, you want to renew, and if you want to join IOSH, so you have concessionary and offer. So Bukola, over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So we have different steps on how to renew your membership. I know that with the current financial situation, the global financial situations, we may be having some issues. And for those of us in Nigeria too, we have some other issues relating to payments from the bank. And so looking at all of that, the first step is you fill out the concessionary form. If you meet up with the requirements on the form, that is, if your salary is between 1 naira to 500,000 naira, so you get 50% discount. A copy of the concessionary form will be sent to the WhatsApp page, so you can always go there. And even these steps will also be placed again on the WhatsApp page for people that didn't see it the first time it was sent. So when you fill the concessionary form and you meet up with the requirements, you're going to get 50% discount based on your grade of membership, be it associate, tech, CMOSH, CPOSH. You would get that 50% discount. Then the second step you need to take, after filling the form and you have gotten the response from IOSH telling you that your request has been granted, then you make a payment by calling the IOSH number. Everything is going to be placed on the WhatsApp group, so we'll see it there. So you see the WhatsApp number, the IOSH number there. And when you call, you pay with either a dollar card or a pound card, because those ones, you can make the payment directly to IOSH from Nigeria. But if you don't have a dollar card or a pound card, then you can reach out to any of the executives so that the executives will guide you further on the tax you can reach out to help you make your payment. So for that, you now send in the Naira equivalent of the money to the person, and the person will then further make the payment to you. Make the payments for you. So we have different contact numbers. Everything will be placed on the WhatsApp group. So when we go there, we'll see the contact numbers for all the central excos and the excos of the different districts. So you can reach out to any of us and we'll be at your service to help you out. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Bukola. So, like you said, after the meeting, we will also share it. It was shared yesterday for the benefit of people who are joining this call, and maybe they are not in any of the WhatsApp channel. I will share the links on how you can be a member or renew your membership with IOSH. Okay, moving on. I want to call on the chair, West African Division, Tebitope, to give us insight on IOSH West African Conference and election. Tebitope, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel, and good afternoon once again to each and every one of us. So, in respect of the IOSH West African Conference, IOSH has proposed a face-to-face conference for the IOSH West African Division, either in January 2023 or February 2023. So we should all be prepared for a face-to-face IOSH conference in West Africa. So further details on this will definitely be communicated to us. And also, in our North Central and the Accra region, we will be having an election, because definitely, we all know that the terms of office is always 2 years. So by then, Accra region and the North Central will be due for election. So please let us keep informed about this, that by September we'll be conducting an election for the Accra region and the North Central. So for those of us that will be interested in the election, definitely, we are going to constitute an election committee who is going to who will draft the requirement for this election. So please let us keep this in mind. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tebitope. So, we're moving on to item 5. I want to call on Akim Mustafa on participation in IOSH committee and activity. And I also want to say Akim Mustafa is one of the council member who is actually representing at the council, and they are from the West Africa. So, Akim Mustafa, over to you.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. So good day to everybody. It's still morning here in Canada. I'm in Toronto. But it's really nice starting all the way from West Africa. And one of the good things, like I would say, is joining, being a member of a body like IOSH, a very good, strong occupational health and safety professional body, gives me, a strong voice in the scheme of things. And that's the same thing it offers to you also, wherever you are, especially for us in West Africa. So it gives us that strong voice. For example, myself, I'm on the council for IOSH. A few of us are also on the council. Jason, Kamalu, Fumi is there. It's been fantastic being able to contribute from West Africa, reaching out globally. So that's one of the things that we can aspire to become, that global voice for occupational health and safety. And it's gonna go well on our history and how we have also supported and groomed the profession, which has done a lot for us. It's also a very good opportunity to network. For example, look at the meeting today. You may be meeting with some people you've never met before, even if you've not met them physically. You could always relate to them on the social media or on the internet or via mobiles. So it helps you to network, to solve issues. You could have some challenge at work relating to occupational health and safety, and you can reach out to your colleague and you're surprised that he has dealt or she has dealt with similar stuff in the past, and they can help you resolve the problem without looking and spending a lot of money or resources. So it's a good opportunity to network. So I encourage people to every day try to every opportunity try to join organizations like this and use it to grow and network within the career. Also, there are lots of opportunities that you can get coming up from sessions like this. You can get to meet people. I tell people sometimes some job postings are not done on the internet or on LinkedIn or on media pages. They could be gotten, this, from what I heard, over 70% are gotten from people directly. So these are opportunities that you get, networking both locally and internationally in organizations like IOSH. So take the opportunity to talk to people, tell them about your situation. You could be surprised they have a position open in their place and they talk on your behalf. Also, like I said, it's also an opportunity to learn best practices. Today we learned something from Jessy. We've been learning from other people from every meeting that we've been attending. So these are some of the best practices in the profession, and get them for free by just joining IOSH and attending meetings regularly. It's important to advise you, do not miss any of these meetings for anything. Also contribute, ask questions. I tell people there's no stupid question in health and safety. That stupid question which you think is stupid may save someone's life. Someone just taking that stupid decision, without asking a question, could end up hurting themselves or, losing their lives and regretting it. So ask your stupid questions, in quotes, and you may be saving your life, or you may be saving the lives of others around you. And lastly, we just spoke about some of the benefits. Mentoring. I mentor a few people across the globe. It's also an opportunity. We have a lot of leaders on this group that can also be mentors. So reach out to us, or reach out to people you think you can benefit from, and you can get good mentoring. IOSH also has a fantastic mentoring platform. Use the opportunity and get linked up to some fantastic mentors that would help shape your career, help you to keep away from mistakes that will slow you down, and maybe take some positive shortcuts. Not like the shortcuts we want against in health and safety, but some shortcuts to grow your career, like Cynthia mentioned. Some people have spent over 5 years on one charter and they're still there. So, these opportunities to get information about how to break those barriers and move to the next level. So overall, in summary, I would just say it's very important, and I would advise and I would admonish you to regularly participate and join opportunities when they come up for IOSH. There's nothing as much as volunteering, giving back to the profession, and helping to see the profession that you love grow and become internationally acknowledged. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to me.
Okay, thank you, Akin. I've learned a lot from you. I was learning, and for us, like I said, Akin is one of our council members representing us, members of IOSH and the IOSH Global Council. So I also want to use the opportunity to welcome greetings from Anthony. Anthony is our regional manager at the IOSH. So Anthony, you're welcome. Over to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Gabriel, and thank you everyone else for your input today. I just wanted to, as part of my update, actually, I wanted to say to Marianne and Cynthia that the work you're doing for assisting with membership progression is really good. I really appreciate that. And also, I don't know if you have seen, but the IOSH grades review that has been pending for a while now has had its final Privy Council approval, which means that the new grades review is going to go ahead. However, it's not been implemented yet. It's only just been agreed. So I just thought I would take this moment to post in the chat the frequently asked questions page on the website about the grades review has been updated. So there's some new information in there from probably the last time you heard about the grades review. But the message is that the work that Marianne and Cynthia are doing, keep doing that as it stands now, because everything that you're working towards will still be counted. But once the new grades review work has been implemented, then there's going to be some positive changes that Marianne and Cynthia, I'm sure, will be able to help support people through, because I'll be making sure that they've got the right information that they need as well. So thank you. Also, yeah, I'm looking forward to helping plan the West Africa conference. I've got some good guidance now from my colleagues here at IOSH, so I've got the right people talking to each other so we can start getting all the paperwork and stuff in for planning the conference. So I hope we're all looking forward to that and are keeping the new timing, so January or February, in your diaries as the probable times for that. And the only other thing I just wanted to quickly show you is I get these membership branch stats every month, so it's something that I'll share with the committee. They may already be getting them from our networks team, so I would ignore the paid and unpaid because those can fluctuate, but I just check out the category total. And so everyone, when they sign up for IOSH, they also have a chance to align themselves to any sector groups. So as you can see, the numbers of the sector group affiliations, or if you added all that together, it's more than the 215 you see here, and that's because you can choose more than one sector group. So this might be some good statistics for the committee to look at as far as what sort of topics they might plan for West Africa, because as you can see, if there's a lot of people in construction and consultancy, then that would indicate that we should probably put on some construction or consultancy themed CPD sessions. So these are kind of some of the things I'm going to be working with the committee on. And Yeah, the only final thing is that I know that the West Africa division is still classified as an emerging network, so it'll stay that way for now, but as the aspiration is to become an official branch, it just means that hopefully this year I'll be working with the committee to start aligning the West Africa division activities to match what and how branches operate. And that means that when it does come time to put the application in to become an official branch, it should make that transition more smooth because we'll already be hopefully working in a similar way as the other branches globally. So yeah, I'm very happy to be with you today and thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. I always like to get more from IOSH so that the members can benefit. Okay, so I'm using the opportunity to call on Ernest to handle any other business before we close.
Yeah,
Ernest, are you?
I'm here. Yeah, thanks so much for this, and we really appreciate everyone's time here. It's time for any other business. If you have anything that you want us to address, if not today, later. Okay, I see hands up. I see Oluwakemi, and then okay, so Oluwa, let's go.
Okay.
Finish
Okay.
your engineer.
Okay. I would like to encourage everyone that have not moved their membership to IOSH West Africa, because we have a lot of members that are from West Africa and they've not yet moved their membership to IOSH West Africa. It's just very simple. Just send an email to ioshcsc@iosh.com and tell them to move your membership. Just like what Anthony said on the group, you can join more than one branch, but us we're emerging now too. But still, just try and move your membership, because it's very, very important that as West Africa, let's start from our home before we move to other branches. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Engineer Mayowa. Engineer Mayowa, you have something to say? Comment.
Good afternoon. It's a privilege for me to be part of this meeting, even though I joined very late. I'm sorry for that. I have one question that I want to ask, and the question has to do with my membership. I joined IOSH in 2014, and when the registration, after 1 year, you have to update by financial update. But when I supposed to make the financial update, we have issue of economic meltdown in Nigeria. There was no forex to make exchange rates. 2016 up to like towards ending of 2017. Since then, I have not been able to put. I have membership number. Then when I register, they requested for my transcript, because what I had that time, they told me that I'm qualified to be joined as a graduate member, but they need my transcript. Because of strike in my school, from Ladok University of Bomaso, the problem of two-state ownership that was on ground for over 4 years. My transcript was not ready then. And the issue of economic meltdown, foreign exchange and everything discouraged me. Now I want to return back. And my question is, if I want to return back now, am I to register fresh or to start from where the one that I've done before with the registration number? That is what I want to know.
Okay, let me answer your question, Mayowa. Okay, if you say if I get to say your membership was 2014, so that's really a long time. So I'm sure you are no longer on the IOSH platform, but our manager, which is Anthony, if you can just send your full name, it's going to confirm if your details is still on IOSH. But from the year you have given, I don't think it will be there, because I know that after 3 months, when you have not renewed your membership, IOSH will remove you from the platform. So you will have to register again. So by filling, you register by filling the, because we always advise West Africa to fill the form and send it by email to IOSH, because our card does not work on the IOSH website. So the secretary would, Gabriel, drop your email address on this so that, or Mayowa, just drop your phone number. We'll contact you after now. You understand? So that we can send you, because I don't know that you are on the WhatsApp group.
I'm on WhatsApp.
Okay, you're on the IOSH WhatsApp group.
Yes, I'm on the WhatsApp.
Okay, I think it was shared yesterday. As in membership form and the concessionary.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay,
so what advice is that engineer, you share your details with them, and then we'll pick it up from there whilst we work within time, because we've almost gone past 2 hours, and I know people have dedicated their too much for this, and Saturday is mostly difficult.
Is it here on the WhatsApp?
Yes, you put that on the WhatsApp, and then we'll pick it up from there, and then we'll address that. And then, so let's try to keep our comment, and it will be very short whilst we work with time. Olusola, you have your hand up here. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be on this platform today, and I really appreciate the presentation and the guideline. So my question, basically, it's regarding the IOSH membership certificate. It's 8 weeks now. I've not received the certificate, and I don't know how IOSH can help in tracking the certificate. So that's my question.
Okay, I think I will try to answer that from there. So your certificate is 8 weeks. I registered, I renewed my certificate somewhere in August, and I had it last month mailed to me. So there was a communique about how the COVID and a lot of stuff, so it delayed the process, and we are trying to find a way around in tracking these delayed certificates to our members. So it's part of the things that we're looking at. So if you can drop your details as well on the WhatsApp group, and then the executive body will look at it, and then we'll push it forward, try to get it through.
Enes, let me just add to what you said.
Yes, please do.
For Nigeria, that's the struggle that we are all facing, because Anthony, our manager, is aware of it, which IOSH, I'm sure they are working on something to, because I don't know whether people face that issue in Ghana, but in Nigeria, we all face that issue. So most times, we always advise that if you know any West Africa, we just like, we have Jason, which is one of the council member in UK. You can always contact him if maybe your certificate can be posted to his address, and maybe if you know someone coming into Nigeria, you can tell him to send your certificate, or he sends it over, because most times he always gets missing in the post. So that's what we face in Nigeria, and IOSH is aware of it.
All right, thanks. So yeah, we are working around that, Olusola, to address it. So we'll get things sorted. Is there any other
thank you.
from anyone?
WhatsApp group.
All right, we appreciate.
All right.
Someone said I was removed from the IOSH membership exclusive group. I don't understand why. You can WhatsApp us, we will look at it and then get back to you. We don't know, maybe by mistake or something what happened, but we will try to get that sorted. So you can send a WhatsApp to any member that you know, and then we'll pick it up from there. Or you email the email I shared, accra@gmail.com. Have any information or any information that you require in assistance of anything, just let us know and we'll answer. If we want to work within time, just as you've dedicated your precious weekends for this, we wouldn't want to keep you forever. So if there are no further comments on the AOB, I will push it to the next level. And from the Accra team, we want to appreciate everyone for dedicating his time. I will beg that after the last line, we'll try to turn on our cameras so that we'll take some pictures for records. It helps us as part of record keeping. So thanks so much. And then Gabriel, kindly continue.
Okay, thank you, Enes. Thank you for. So, like Enes said, I will invite Temitope Chair. He will handle the closing remarks. So maybe while doing the closing remarks, we can put on our camera so that we can actually take a picture. So Temitope, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Gabriel. I mean, I'm pleased while we are having the closing remark. Let's kindly turn on our video so Gabriel and Enes could actually help us with taking our pictures. Thank you. So I mean, on behalf of of IOSH West African Division, we sincerely appreciate each and every one of us. I mean, and especially our manager from IOSH, Anthony. I mean, we sincerely appreciate you, and we also appreciate our speaker, Jessy. I mean, we so much appreciate this. Thank you very, very much. I mean, we also appreciate our council member Akim for joining this meeting, and we also appreciate our immediate past chair, Dapo Omolade, for also joining this meeting. So, on behalf of the executive committees, I mean, and everybody, we thank you all for your time. And also, I mean, Anthony, just a quick message for, I mean, to IOSH. I mean, we appreciate definitely. I mean, we are working towards becoming a former branch of IOSH. I mean, and we pray that come January or February 2023, that face-to-face conference to be held in West Africa will definitely turn an official inauguration of West African Division. I mean, West African branch of IOSH. So please, we definitely want you to convey this message back to IOSH that is what will happen by God. Thank you all. We appreciate you. Thank you, Antonio. So I mean, I don't know. Have we taken the picture?
Yeah. So we have taken the picture. We appreciate everyone here.
Thank you, Ernest. So do have a wonderful day, and please let's have this in mind. Come June, we'll be having the regional meetings in June. So the next central meeting will come up in August by God's grace. So thank you all, and do have a wonderful day. Bye.